What's up, guys? It's Scoopman 5000, and today we're looking at the Marvel MAFEX Scarlet Spider from the Amazing Spider-Man. A lot of Spider-Man stuff recently, exciting things, but let's go over overseas. Let's go to the imports, and let's see how it's done with the classic Ben Reilly Scarlet Spider. One of the most iconic. I mean, you remove the original, you remove the black suit. I think this is up there. Those are the only other two MAFEX Spideys I have. Passed on the other Ben Reilly. This is the one from me, the hoodie. We've been waiting long enough, so let's get to it. Let's get Ben Reilly out of the packaging.
This is called the sleeper. I'm using my bicep to constrict you.
Here's Ben Reilly out of the packaging, and for accessories, now we'll start with the hands on the figure. A nice pair of fists. Then you get a pair of open wall-crawling hands. You get some open relaxed hands. You get some thwip hands and some web gripping hands. You're also going to get a pair of open hands with magnets on the end. And that's going to go with the magnet feet. Now, this is a cool concept, and I used to have, like, Spider-Man toys from back in the day, magnetic Spider-Man. Now, I tried using the magnets on the other MAFEX Spider-Man, and I feel like they weren't strong enough to really stick on anything. They always fell over. Now, the head sculpts is real fun here. So, the one on the figure is the smaller eyes, the larger eyes, and then the real Ben Reilly flavor is the one here, 90s style, gigantic eyes with the flares at the end. And that's kind of how he appears in the Spider-Verse movie. We're also getting so many web effects that I haven't even opened it yet. It's honestly intimidating. I mean, you guys have seen my posing. Not good with web effects and lightning effects and things like that. I got to get better at that. And then also the MAFEX stand will come into play. Going back into the head sculpts, though, I love the one on the figure. And honestly, you know, as Ben Reilly, you want to go with the big 90s style. This one right here reminds me of how it's rendered in the Spider-Man video game. Love how it's rendered in the Spider-Man video game. But there's something about it that hits the right angles. A little bit of a frown and a bit of a snarl to the nose. It just looks tough. And the whole suit is tough. I love the Ben Reilly look. And you know, the Spider-Verse movie, they're like, oh, he's a jock, he's 90s, he's a meathead. Yeah, but I think it's more charming. You know, it's more endearing at this point. I don't think it's like parody level. I'm like, take it seriously. Like, I love me some 90s and some Ben Reilly attitude. Something about the solid red Spider-Man suit really does just hit different. Now we get into the hoodie. It's cloth goods. Now, this actually is kind of a good thing because it bulks up the torso and it makes the skin tight suit look even that much tighter. Makes him look jacked in the arms and the legs as it should. And then it's a baggy, cut-off sleeves hoodie. It's pretty perfect. You know, if you're going to use cloth goods at this scale, this is the figure to use it on. I will say the strings over here, they end up looking a bit stiff. They don't have a lot of weight to them. There's no wire to pose them around. And the same could go for the hoodie. Now, you can put the hoodie up. They actually even show this on the box. But, like, I don't think I've ever seen Ben Reilly with the hoodie up. Maybe, like, in one of his first appearances. But that's not the look. He's not wearing this for function. He's wearing this because it looks dope. And then, just to add on top of the Ben Reilly look, belt with the big capsules over here. The almost bullet-like gauntlets. You know, these are all web shooter fluid, you can imagine. And it wouldn't be the 90s without some pouches. And even, look, a little silver paint right there. So, like a lot of things we've been looking at, and I think, you know, it resonates. It's a simple design. And I think it's timeless. You know, people might say it's 90s, it's corny. In the 90s, you know, we want to move away from that style. I say absolutely not. This is where we need to be. And MAFEX doing a great job. And I think this is an essential pickup. My complaints only really is that I feel like he should be more jacked. And, you know, this is just reusing Spider-Man body, the symbiote suit body. But you look at those old comic books, and this is kind of widespread across every figure line, Marvel, DC, MAFEX, Marvel Legends, imports, domestics. They just never make the shoulders and the body V-shaped and jacked enough. Like, Ben Reilly's a V-shaped dude. And here, you know, you almost have it, but the shoulders, I would come up. Like, Ben Reilly's fucking jacked. He's tough. Where this jacket would look less like a square and more, you know, like a V. But either way, I mean, this is a great figure. And they do size and they do articulation and the shoulders are low. So you can get poses like this, put the arms up. Now going over that articulation, head and the neck are on ball joints. And it looks up pretty good. And it looks good with the hoodie there. Like even that. Torso, same deal. Ball here and ball here. It's engineered the same way as all the other Spider-Mans. Torso's going back that far. Forward is even better. Side to side. Shoulder up and down. Butterfly. Bicep swivel. Double elbow. Wrist hinge. Split at the leg. Kick back. Kick forward. Double knee. Ankle pivot, and a toe hinge. And for comparison, let's start it out with the other two MAFEX Spider-Mans. These are the most recent versions of Symbiote Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man suit. You can see the reds and the blues slightly different here, which I appreciate. And then I think he's mostly reusing the Symbiote suit. But it is hard to tell because something like the wrists is obscured by those braces. Same for the legs down here. And then even, you peel this back, he's got abs for days, which Symbiote Spider-Man really doesn't have. So there is differences here, there's tweaks, but this is my holy trinity of Spider-Man suits right here. This is really all you need. Obviously, I gotta pick up Carnage and Venom, but I think they're very expensive. And then here he is with the Marvel Legends versions of Ben Reilly. Obviously, one of these is not like the other. This is kind of the version 2 suit, which is not really my favorite. I think it looks better on Spider-Girl, but interesting to see the other two together. Now, this one is a reissue on a retro card. The original was a lot closer to this red, and it had black outlines on the eyes, both of which very expensive. Honestly, at this point, they cost about as much or more than a MAFEX. So just go for the MAFEX. I think he is an improvement, but you gotta, the Marvel Legends, that's the standard. You still gotta have that one. And it'd be interesting to see MAFEX do a metallic version like this. And if you want to mix your imports, here he is with Venom from Let There Be Carnage. And that's going to do it for the Scarlet Spider. Ben Reilly. MAFEX, very consistent, at least since I've been collecting. I think early on, MAFEX had some QC problems, but I think we're way past that. And when you're picking one of these up, you know what you're getting into. It's quality stuff. I think you get the Marvel Legends if you're filling a roster spot, but you're getting the MAFEX if you really love the character, you love the costume, you want that definitive version. And this is one I could see going up in value once he's gone and dried up. But we do know MAFEX likes their reissues, so we'll see what happens. But overall, you gotta love it. Ben Reilly. The Spider-Verse, it's kind of bringing him back. A bit leaning into parody, I think, too much. But it's getting eyes on Ben Reilly, which you can't really say is a bad thing. As always, I'm going to leave this video off with some figure photography. And you can check out my library on Instagram, scoopman_5000. I'm also on Twitter, and you can check out my second channel where we're talking about Marvel and DC movies. And I'll see you guys in the next action figure review.